match balls here. Teams not allowed to use their own ball at this event, despite the fact that many of them would like to. Just take this opportunity to thank the sponsorship of UPIM for making sure that we have such an array of equipment. Just referee Mitchell completely ready, looking calm, composed, ready to get this game underway. One player from each team making the charge start, and it's Wee for Singapore up against Cotter for France, and Cotter gets his job done. Their first clean pickup, delivers the ball, and the French streaming forwards. Oh dear, that's the attempt from them. Falls for the first chance to Rija, and he's absolutely taking no prisoners there. That's a goal within the first 15 seconds. Really came out with intent, won the ball. 4 players streaming forward for France. Just overpowered the Singaporean defence. I don't think they were quite ready for that. Now they get their chance with possession to just settle the nerves a little bit. That was one of the quickest, if not the quickest goal I've seen at the Championships, well under 15 seconds from the French. They'll have been hyped up by the coach for that. Come out and executed it perfectly, really. Can't fault that from their point of view. Up close, hard and high. And now Singapore just have to start the game from here. Good look around, but 15 seconds, not making much headway. Chan inside the French defence, the other players all outside looking for an opening that just isn't there. They're going to have to take a shot here. If he recycles it, they'll shot clock out. At least he tried. Got something away, but it's just into the hands of Boudalal. And he's not wasting any time either with a long pass forwards. They have recovered this break. Well done, Singapore. They're just outnumbered, and that is a fantastic bit of fly goalkeeping from Tiong in the Singapore goal. He is their goalkeeper, but drifting backwards and sideways to pluck one out of the air like that, that is some going, because that was coming at pace at him. That'll settle him, because obviously conceding one in the first 15, not what any goalkeeper wants, but he's made a good save there. The French just testing the ball, squeezing it, settling in. For them, it's almost the beginning of the game now. 2 minutes gone, but some of them just touching the ball for the first time. This is often what you see on a first possession, but they were too busy scoring a goal. Goalkeeper foul. This is the... Oh, I think that was borderline there. Boudalal just taking his time to return the ball sportsmanlike to Singapore and then get back towards his goal. Just making sure there was cover. Singapore, some nice skills here. They're going to have to work hard to get inside that French defence, and they've started. They've got 2 players in now. Yeo on his own again, but that's a nice pass. Yep, the cross-court pass that found. Oh, that had chances. That was a good chance. That fell for the Tiong. Had got a second phase shot, but the pass to him was the story of that. It freed him right up, but the French are coming. This is clearly their plan. Big, long passes from the back. Just covering the entire pitch and putting Singapore directly under pressure the moment the ball's turned over. The belly. Recycling across to Linne. He drives in himself. Captain looking for something, nothing doing, happy to recycle it. Superb play from the French. Getting a bit of penetration, but so far the Singaporean goalkeeper been a match to it, apart from that very early shot. Hard to fault him for that, but 4 French players streaming down to attack when they scored. He's made some superb saves since. But now we have Kwa joins the action for the first time to Chan and Wee. So Singapore rung the changes, giving everyone a go, but we've got Kwa inside now working on his own. I think that's a big ask from his team, but they've got 4 runners and they're maybe hoping to get some movement in. Keep coming over to the left-hand side. That was a nicely cut-back pass, but couldn't be controlled. But this is almost certain to be a goal. Don't want to curse him, but Batan not likely to miss. He's got time and space. Yeah, 2 hands it in. It was a valiant chase down from Chan, but really Batan was so far gone. Just read that split second before his opponents and he was away and done. Once the ball landed, really not much Singapore could do. So 5 minutes into the game, France have a 2-goal lead over Singapore, largely on the back of an absolute storming goal in the first 15 seconds. Recycles back out to Chan. Again, that's a decent chance. Boudelal in the French goal, as you would expect, top-class goalkeeper. Take a bit of beating, but that certainly needed a save. Again, we've got Kwa on his own inside the French defence, trying to create something. The other 4 rotating around the outside, trying to find a gap to run into, and those gaps are few and far between. Well read that pass, but recovered. Sweep out from Tiong, tidies up, just keeps it safe. But we're back to the formula where Kwa's inside, trying to open things out. French just dealing with him and move to 2 and 2 now, as they've realised that they've just 1 player to deal with inside. Just want to slow these runners down. That's nicely done though. That was Kwa drew the traffic, and now it's fallen nicely, very nicely for Chan. But even though he got a bit of time and space and got a chance to try and dummy the keeper, nothing doing. It's gone out for a corner. Just taking a moment to get that set up, but again, familiar pattern. Kwa inside, being held by the 2 French defenders, 2 French front men, just looking at the 4 runners between them to cover, get and spoil what they can. Just covering the options, the more dangerous options, and allowing Singapore to go to the point, just cancel their attack and reset. And same again, Yeo. Now, is this where there's a bit of movement? There is, it's gone inside, but by the time that arrived at Kwa, he was on the 6-metre line, driven so quickly as the pass came to him by the French defence. He'd been working away inside, actually got a ball to him, but he was nowhere near the goal by the time he received it. French streaming forward to attack, which is what they've done through the half, but they've actually crashed into the keeper. One of the risks of being so aggressive on the attack and getting so close to the goal, but many teams taking that option, that the occasional goalie foul is worth it if all their shots are just a couple of metres closer than they would be otherwise. So 2-0 lead for the French as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the first half of this game. A bit of a familiar pattern setting up. This time it's Yeo who goes into the French defence looking for something, and this time it's Po on the left side looking for a gap that just isn't there. I'm rolling with the ball, not giving anything up. That's hard work for Chan, but he's done it. Controlled it all himself. That will have taken a bit out of him. And now we're driving forward looking for passes, and that's it. That could be the first inside pass that's completed to somebody in a good position, and it was well into the hands of Yeo, but he got pushed illegally, pushed onto a kayak, I think was the judgment of the referee team. And referee Mitchell making sure it's taken exactly in line with where the offence was. The shot coming in the end from Wee, but brought down by the defenders. I don't think it even made it as far as the goalkeeper, and it's going to be a corner. Yeo inside again. this time being held out towards the 6 metres. Pass goes a little adrift, just be collected. And Singapore come forward again through Po now, starting the run on the left and switching back towards the right. That's the reverse of what they have been doing. But the outcome the same. French defensive line, just more French defensive pair, more moves across, closes it off, and the ball gets recycled. On the right this time, Chan. Nothing doing. French defence are bossing this really. They're switching between 3 and 1 and 2 and 2, just mixing it around, but Singapore have got 2 inside now. They've realised that 1 on his own is not getting them anywhere, so Hung's joined in, dropped inside. So there's he and Yeo trying to make something happen, but there's a bit of a melee out here, and that's been Duanyo has taken it on himself to win the ball all on his own. He's done it, but that long pass just on the hooter and not paid off. I think he just rolled the dice there. See whether he could turn something over on the buzzer, but we go into half-time. French lead by 2-0, but to be fair, the first of those 2 came in the first 15 seconds. They scored another, but by and large, Singapore have dealt with it. They've had a lot of possession, but I hope they won't mind me saying that in the attack, when Singapore have been attacking, the French defence has been absolutely supreme. They've given them no choice, no options, and it's really been a heavily orchestrated attack from Singapore, but it's just been obliged to recycle and recycle and recycle. So at half-time, as we look at the French team, they are number 1, Lignel, number 2, Cotta, number 3, the captain, Nine, number 4, Batin, number 5, Duanyo, number 6, Boudelal, number 7, Debelli, number 8, Richard. Looking calm and comfortable, 2-0, they're going to top the group. No need to do anything too spectacular, but the start of the first half was quite phenomenal, and as we pan across hopefully to the Singaporean men, there they are. We have number 1 Yeo, number 2 Kwa, number 3 Tang, number 4 the captain Hung, number 5 Po, number 6 Tong, number 7 Tiong, number 8 Chan, and number 9 Chan. They will be hoping to get something out of this game. They are ranked currently 23rd in the world, and they're up against France, world ranked 6th at the moment, but previous winners obviously of the senior men's competition. And they will be hoping, just to put some detail on that, the French have won it 3 times in the past, not in recent years. Last time that the French won it was a home one in 2014 in Thierry Harcourt, so 10 years ago. I would like to repeat that, I'm sure, but the referees will be calling us out. We have to thank the sponsors of the Chinese Canoe Association, Sebon Beverage, Junlebo, Seaton Sports, Oakley, Mr. Xiong and Huahong Pharmaceutical Company for their support of the Chinese Canoe Association, as well as thanking, of course, our event sponsors and organisers. International Canoe Federation, China Canoe Association, Huzhou City and Deqing County. But here we go, back to the action. A comfortable pick up there for Debelli. A lot of pace and 4 forward again, and they're trying to repeat the first half. They are. This time it's not completed perfectly. The chance falls to Batin, left-handed on the right-hand side. That would be his favoured side, but I think that was low before it got to the defender, but that goes out. And unlike the first half, the French don't score from the very first phase of play, but they continue their attack, of course. The Singaporean defence has done very, very well when they're set, I have to say. 3-1 against the very strong French side here, and I think a lot of that has been down to the skill of Tiong in the goal, but the line of 3 has kept the French far enough out that he has dealt with it. When he's there and set, he's really been untouchable. Game won't be the result he wants, but he certainly had a very good game, John. Yep, and that goes high and wide. I suspect the French coach at half-time will be to keep it ticking over. They scored a couple, they'll want at least a couple more in this half. Just keep playing well. Don't want to go flat at this stage in the competition. Middle group games in Polo follow. That's really where the placings are decided to a certain extent, the bands that teams play for. The French will be hoping obviously to progress to semi-finals and finals. And once again we see the same pattern, Kwa inside working against two French counterparts. Singapore moving around the outside looking for gaps in French defence that are just being closed as soon as they appear, but that's nicely done. They've found Kwa now inside, but he can't get anything away. The pressure he's under, a kayak under his own boat, making him unstable, can't get a shot away, and he has to recycle it. That's what they're working for though, I think. Tried a dummy pass, but it was just touched down, and that's lethal. Once again, Batown just showing what he's got in the tank, and he's got plenty. The pace there to pull himself ahead is unbelievable, really. Just taking 2 boat lengths off his opponents and almost cruising by the time he puts it in the goal. Very, very quick. We're hoping he can do that a few times in the later rounds as well. Settles back in, and the score ticks up to 3. But again, that's an open goal. 2 of the 3 have been open goals, and the first, that one at the very beginning. So the Singaporean defence has been very, very tight. They're getting shots away, but again, the French defence matching them. Working hard, just looking for gaps. You can see there. Shots away, it's a goal. Corner ball, confirmed by the referees. Literally just looking at each other just to be sure that was a corner. It must have been a very, very slight touch. A little nod between them, good communication from them. And as Wee brings the ball out, Kwa works inside. The others must be looking at that line of white French kayaks thinking, where can I find a gap in that? Very, very difficult. Comes back across to Wee. Even as he looks at the goal, you can see he's being covered by a defender, and there's the goalkeeper sitting there. Running out of shot clock time. The chances they've been able to make have been half chances at the very best. Singapore, that shot goes off the side netting and out the back. Boudalal looks long forwards, just launches it, lets his team do the work here, but this is going to be picked up by Singapore. Quite risky. Actually took that off the pitch. I thought he was. That was hung there, but I think he'd have been probably wise to take it off the pitch deliberately rather than throw it across the goal, but it did go off. It's a corner ball. To be taken by Cotter. Daniel. Some very fast hands on these passes from the French. Again, these are the skills they have to hone in these games, ready for the later rounds. Very patient. Oh, it's a stray pass, but landed uncontrolled. Again, round of applause for Tiong in the Singaporean goal. Doing very, very well here. Cotter inside, working the defence. French push on to the right and swing it back to the left. That was the work done by Cotter, made that possible. This time the opportunity falls to Duanyo, but again, certainly on that skill set, the blocking of the Singaporean defence and goalkeeper matching the French, keeping the scoreline at 3-0, looking respectable. And at pace, the French, where's the gap coming from? Cuts back inside. Was that the option? No. Oh, has he got that? That was brilliant. Fooled everybody, including me. The pass to Lignel, the final one, should have been lethal, but he couldn't quite get the ball to hand quick enough and ran out of road. But the phase of passing was absolutely beautiful from the French there. Goal line throw. 3.5 minutes remaining. Nice game. Closely contested, but really the two very fast breaks from the French and the power play, almost the press from the start, the difference between the teams. And apart from that, Singapore have held them very, very nicely. On the offence, Singapore really struggling to make any headway into this French defence. And once again we try. This time it is Chan who is in the middle of the French defence trying to make something happen on his own, working away. And his teammates passing the ball around, but that's uncharacteristically, that's almost the first time that's happened. That's a very loose pass from Singapore, and the French 3 away before you've even blinked. Even by the time I've said it, they're gone and away. Full centre ball to Batau, and he actually puts it off the post. So far off the post it goes out for a sideline throw, which will be Singapore's. And Singapore come again, 2 minutes remaining. Yeo's job, not inside, he's joined the outside, trying to make something work. He's taking on the workload, but again, just being met instantly. Can we get something for the Singaporean team out of the last couple of minutes of this game? Trying hard, that pass might, if that had got there to Tiong, that might have been a chance, but obviously Matan was having none of it, cut it away, delivers the ball, and as you would expect, or as we've come to expect, the French just streaming forwards. Well, what can I say? Once again, Boudilal, a great shot, but Tiong in the Singapore goal makes yet another fantastic save. I've lost count of them. Again, as a goalkeeper, you'll probably just say, oh, that's my job, but that is quite a feat he's put up here against the French side. I hope I don't curse him by saying that, but he has been absolutely superb. Caught out at the very beginning, caught out towards the end on this occasion by Debelli, but the saves he's made still should be congratulated. It won't mean a lot to him in a loss, but great job of work. France going to a 4-goal lead. We enter the last minute of a game that's been entertaining and interesting between the European and Asian teams, but France clear winners now, as Chan gets his chance to work 1 against 4 on the French defence. On the pitch, trying to make some gap, and really I think that's optimistic in the least. And the inside pass picked off by the French. There's 1 Singaporean player and 4 French players, the odds are slim. This comes away. Oh, yeah, route 1. The captain, Linne, says, well, I'll get myself on the score sheet right at the end. If it has to go in off the bottom bar, it can go in off the bottom bar, I don't care. 5-0, 7 seconds, game over really. Ball's in the air, and we're done. So, In the final Group F game for these two teams, France beat Singapore by 5-0. A game that was really determined by the very quick goal at the start by the French, 15 seconds in, and then some breaking goals from Batin, and then after that really the French just ran another couple of goals in, and it was 5-0. Singapore, phenomenal defensively, particularly once they were set, pretty much unbeatable, but at the other end struggling to get anything past this big, strong French defence. So the next game on this pitch is an under-21 women's game between the Chinese under-21 women and the Australian under-21 women. That game due to start at 9:10 local time, which is about 10 minutes time, and we will be back with you shortly before that.